What it do? What it do? What it do? What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Daga, and welcome to another Eagles Unleashed podcast with your boy Quasi, and as well a special cast host for Bro Fan Talk, Coach Marcus. How you guys doing today?
What's going on, man?
Going on.
Hey man, I'm just happy that we won yesterday. That's all I gotta say.
Facts.
How you doing today, Quasi?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm just enjoying this victory Monday. I'm ready to talk some birds.
Facts, man. And there's a lot actually that we gotta talk about, man. Because I'm gonna be real with you guys. I was really surprised the way that we came out when we played yesterday. So on running the ball, as much as we ran yesterday. I don't think we have ran as much like that since week 2 last year on against the Bucks. But before we get into any specifics, and I'm gonna start with you, Coach Marcus, first. On I want to know how do you think about the game overall?
The game was good. You have to temper your enthusiasm because you got to really look at the Giants as a macro and look at the total picture, and it's like, okay, maybe that wasn't the greatest team in the world, but those are the teams you're supposed to beat. We finally had a game where all three phases were playing well: offense, defense, and special teams. So just to have that, Jalen Hurts having a clean game, even though he didn't throw the ball a lot, that doesn't bother me. Me being a former running back, I want to see him run the ball a bajillion times. Now I think that the Philadelphia fandom can finally agree that we are a run first team. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Let everything revolve off the run. Just keep running behind Lane and Mackay or Tyler Steen, whoever's going to be there next week, and let everything fall off of play action and off the run, man. Because Saquon Barkley, he is that dude.
Facts. How do you think the game went, Quasi?
Oh man, I feel like we did an awesome job, competing yesterday. I feel like this was a swagger game for our defense and offense. This was the type of game that we needed for our team, man. And as much as we complain about the coaching and all, uh, looking in on yesterday, I can't say that this team does get up for Nick Sirianni. Like they believe in him, so even though we still have issues with him, I can say that they did show like passion and just showed the will to win. And I just like how our defense is playing. I like that the Georgia boys are getting involved more. I
Mm.
liking that we playing up close more too as well. And like you said, Marcus, our identity always been a run first. I like what I saw from the offense as well. Jalen being on the center more, and I also liked the fact that we used the running back screens a lot yesterday, even though it didn't really work as much. But I really want to see that more moving forward because Saquon Barkley is a dynamic running back. So overall, I feel like yesterday was good for us. That was the type of win that we needed.
Facts. Now, Mark, let me ask you this, man. Because I'm a little confused. On so far, besides the Green Bay Packers game, but on the 3-4 games after that, we haven't used the middle of the field on really on except for yesterday as well, and we haven't used slants. On we haven't run the ball as much either. On now, do you think on for this game against yesterday against the Giants, do you think there was more Kellen Moore calling the plays, or was more Nick Sirianni?
I think it was Kellen Moore. I think,
Okay.
uh, in my opinion, I think Nick Sirianni is trying to stay out of it. Um, Now, how good of a job he does at doing that, I don't know. He tends to get his fingerprints on it some way, shape, or form, but for the most part, I believe it's Kellen Moore. I think the middle of the field thing is going to solve itself. I'm
Mhm.
not going to be too critical because at the end of the day, I mean, we're one drop pass from only having one loss. You know what I'm
True.
saying? So uh, I got to say, man, it's if you win, you just nitpicking. If you lose, you complaining.
Come.
So as long as we keep winning, we just nitpicking. Yeah, I want him to throw to the middle of the field, but I mean, look at the middle of the field. That's going to be a AJ Brown slant, and he's going to break a tackle. Usually, those are our middle of the field yards. Even when we check down, we usually check down to the outside. So I would like to see it more because it's easy to say we should throw across the middle when everybody's going to the the wide and the short side of the field, leaving the middle open. But there's a reason they're doing that because that's where the pass patterns are going. We still run the mesh concepts like we did against the Saints, and we've had some success with it. But because a lot of times it doesn't count because the play doesn't end up in the middle. You might catch it like the long play with Goddard at New Orleans. He comes across the middle, catches the ball, and he goes up the sideline for 60 yards or whatever that was. So a lot of plays go through the middle, but everybody wants it to, dead in between the numbers, and sometimes you get that and sometimes it don't. But we won the game. If we won the game not going up the middle, so be it.
So with that said, would that be more on Jalen or would that be more on the coaching staff?
A little bit of both.
I'm sure
okay. I'm sure. I haven't had a chance to go through the tape yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow because I know that Jalen missed some passes.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing is, if he's missing the open man, I know everybody's talking about the one wide route in the red zone by Saquon. He missed. Saquon was wide open, and then there was another one right before he threw the touchdown to AJ Brown. He missed Devontae Smith going across the middle. That would have been an easy first down. So it's easy to say, you missed the wide open guy. But what you got to look at is, okay, what was his progression reads? Was he supposed to look? Because normally, here's the thing. If it is not a design play to go to the running back, normally your running back is your check down. That means if everybody else is covered, then you go to the running back. He's your bailout. So a lot of times, you're not going to see Saquon wide open raising his hand until it might be too late because he's the exit, so I want to see what else was out there. But you really want him to be able to see everything, on the field, but it's not going to work out like that. He'll get better at it and they'll start to adjust to routes because eventually they're going to start picking up on that outside. You know what I mean? And how many times did Jalen get sacked the other day? 5 times?
I think 5 times, yeah.
5 times. So I was thinking about that, but I got to remember, if you go back and look at the Atlanta game, right? I remember specifically after that game, I was complaining. I'm like, Jalen, you leave in the pocket just a tad too early. Stay in the pocket, go through the progressions, and deliver the ball. So I can't complain about him leaving the pocket early. Now he's staying in the pocket. Now the results of staying in the pocket, you got heat coming on you, but he's trying to stay in there. Because if you notice that touchdown to AJ Brown, he could have left the pocket, but he stayed in the pocket and delivered the ball, and he threw the strike. And that's what we want. But the risk is giving up the sack. So he reminds me of, I don't know how much you guys will remember this, but it was Donovan McNabb's, I believe it was his 3rd season in the league. And I remember he came into camp and he was physically bigger. Like he got yoked in the offseason.
Yeah,
that was the season he kept throwing all of the balls in the dirt because he had too much muscle. But the reason why he did that was because he was making a conscious effort to stay in the pocket and take the punishment. He didn't want to run anymore. So he bulked up a little bit. Now, eventually his passes got better and he got used to the muscle mass. And he became Donovan McNabb. He became the best quarterback we've ever seen in Philadelphia anyway. So there was a method to his madness, and to me, it looks like that's what Jalen is doing now. He is trying to make a conscious effort to stay in the pocket. And just the bad part of that is you might stay in there and tick too long and end up taking the sack.
Got it. Now, Quasi, let me ask you this, man. Are you worry at all about us starting slow, and not scoring at all in the first quarter.
Oh, absolutely, because that's all that they've given us the past what 5 weeks now. So, but yeah, I mean, we picked it up a lot faster than we did the other games, but it's still concerning. But like I said, we have the formula. Like we just need to use our running backs early, and and then when we do go to pass, like just don't let it be a go ball. Let it be something creative. Maybe a screen of Saquon Barkley, anything like something creative, a jet sweep or something like switch it up. Get your playmakers involved early. But like I said, yeah, it's still concerning. But I seen some promising things yesterday as well. So this play calling was definitely killing Moore's game plan yesterday because this the most I've seen Jalen Hurts under center and probably his whole career as a Philadelphia Eagle. Like he was like they was using it a lot. I like how they was using the dump off to build Jalen Hurts out as well. Even though some of those plays didn't work with Saquon, I still like those plays. And then when I saw that it was one play they did the Wildcat with Saquon Barkley, I'm like, oh yeah, this definitely not Nick calling this. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from the offense. They just showing us little by little more, but we definitely need to pick up the offense because this team we playing next week for sure they can move the ball. So we got to match fire with fire.
Gotcha, gotcha. How about you, Marcus? Are you concerned at all?
A little bit. It concerns me more when our opponent scores in the first quarter, because I
Yep.
look at it from the standpoint if we, yes, I want to score early, but I also know that a lot of times it doesn't work that way, and people always forget, man. The other guys get paid too, so
Fact.
it concerns me when the other team scores before we do. That's what I don't like.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So because I know sometimes you got to get the offense going, and you got to kind of figure out what's working and what's not. But I think there's some things that we still leaving meat on the bone. I think there's some easy things that we can do, and again, it's easy for me to say, but I'm not making a game plan because I think we just need to come up with go in the playbook, pull out them pass patterns that are just quick routes, quick slants, get the ball out of your hands quick. That's what we need to do and hand it off. And me being a former running back, one of my pet peeves is I hate to see Saquon Barkley running so much out of gun formation. That's just
Mm-hmm.
me personally. I don't like that. I'm a running
I
back.
hate that.
I want to
But
go
like,
downhill.
I
You know what
hate
I'm
it too.
saying? I want to go downhill. So you saw what happened when they gave Saquon the ball and he hit that corner and got around the
Yep.
corner and went for about 50. Then Kenny Gainwell, they ran the same play with Kenny Gainwell. Kenny Gainwell ends up getting 15 yards. So it'll work. It makes you spread out the defense. It forces the linebackers to run. So later on in the game, the linebackers don't know what you're going to do. And that's how you set the defense up for your matchups and things like that. So everything has to revolve around the run. And hopefully they got the message in New York. Hopefully they got that message. So like let everything run off of Saquon. You know
Yep.
what I mean? I don't care if Jalen only throws the ball 10 times.
I don't
That doesn't
either.
concern me.
I don't care
Um,
either.
long ball is overrated. You know what I'm saying? So whatever we got to do, if running the ball 30 times a game gets us in the end zone and gets us the dub, so be it. That's how you
But
fit
that's
in.
that's been the concept from Nick Sirianni since last year. Tell you the truth, since 2021. And then last year whenever he took over again the play calling and all, he went back. Everything got to be deep and vertical.
Right.
But he asked a question. He said, "Why don't we ever do screen passes to Barkley or any running back at that? We never do screens." Do you have an answer to that, Marcus?
No, I've seen a couple screens, but they always run those slow screens
Mm-hmm.
where it's almost kind of play action and he's got to throw the ball over the defensive end.
Yep.
That's it. All of the screens that I've seen. He tried to throw one inside screen. I can't remember what game it was. And I think it got knocked down. And then we've had two more screens where they try to throw over the defensive end because they're expecting the defensive end to crash down hard. And the
Mm-hmm.
defensive end is right in that throwing lane. So he tries to loft it over. And one of two things going to happen. It's either going to get intercepted, it's going to get knocked down, or he going to catch it and he going to get his ribs blowed up. So
Facts.
those three things we don't want. We need inside screens. We haven't had a good screen game since Darren Sproles left, man. So I don't know why we got that bugaboo in Philadelphia, but they need to. I thought they were going to do it last year with DeAndre Swift. He was the perfect guy,
Mm-hmm.
and they
He
didn't
did
do
a
it.
lot of the Bucks. The
So
first time we played the Bucks.
I hope Kellen Moore still got a lot in the playbook that we haven't seen yet. So he, I'm hoping he's saving it for the latter half, but we'll see.
So you think throughout the whole season is being on Kellen more than one calling plays?
It's a mix. It's a
A mix.
mix. I'm sure. Just Nick Sirianni coming from being an offensive coach and the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
There are gonna be some times where he's gonna say, "Hey, we got to give 26 the ball," or "Hey, let's get the ball to 6." Like I don't believe Nick Sirianni is calling plays.
Mm-hmm.
I think he is giving suggestions. Let's get the ball to Saquon. I saw this. Let's get Jalen Hurts on the RPO so he can get around the corner and he can run the ball a little bit. That's what I think Nick Sirianni is doing. So if Nick says, "All right, let's get the ball back to Saquon," now it's going to go down to Kellen Moore, and Kellen Moore says, "Okay, we're going to run the ball with Saquon, but on 3rd and 5 and more, this defense usually runs this type scheme. Here are the best runs in that type scheme," and then you make it happen. So it's kind of a collaboration, but I don't think Nick Sirianni is grabbing the playbook and saying, "Hey, we're going to run this play right here." I don't think it's working that way.
I gotcha. What about you, Quasi? Do you think it's on Nick Sirianni, or you think is really more Kellen Moore?
I feel like they both calling it here and there. Like I feel like Nick in some of these games, I feel like Nick is calling the plays like earlier in the games. But like far as like mesh, like the little mesh concepts, like I mean, it's just based off how we what we saw from last year. Like some of the plays, maybe they calling it. He's telling them to run some of the same plays from last year, but some of these play calls look similar to the plays from last year. But I feel like he calling some of these plays, but not the whole thing, like in spurts of the game. But
Gotcha.
yeah, it's
Now
crazy.
let's talk a little bit about this defense, man, because look, they've been balling now the past 2 games. Yes, we played the Browns and we played the Giants, two of probably the worst teams in the league. However, yesterday we had I believe it was 8 sacks. The Georgia boys, they ball out. Nolan Smith, he had a 1 sack. Jalen Carter had 2. Nakobe Dean had 2. Okay, we've been very critical on Nakobe Dean. On last year and this year as well. So Marcus, how do you feel coming off this game on Nakobe Dean for the future for Nakobe Dean?
Well, let me preface this by saying this: I am a Nakobe Dean fan.
Mm-hmm.
I like Nakobe Dean. I've met him personally, trying to get him on the show. But I like Nakobe Dean because Nakobe Dean is a hustle player. I put out a video last week. It was just one play. Now I know he suffers in coverages sometimes, but my logic is give me a linebacker who doesn't give something up in coverage. You can go from Fred Warner to Roquan Smith, everybody, because linebackers can't cover. They can run with you, but linebackers can't cover for the most part. So every linebacker's gonna struggle with that. My thing with Nakobe is, man, I just kind of want you to tackle a little bit better, but I'll get over that. But Nakobe Dean makes hustle plays, right? There's a play that he made. I highlighted this. He blitzed, did not get to the quarterback. So he is 5 yards in the quarterback's face, 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. The quarterback gets the ball off. He stopped, changed directions, and chased the ball carrier down and still made the tackle. Those are the type of hustle plays like that I fall in love with, because he's not going to get beat every time. And you saw yesterday he got home twice.
Yep.
And he still made hustle plays at different times of the game. So I like Nakobe Dean. I think he's in a situation where the more snaps he gets, he's only going to get better. You know what I mean? So is he a little bit undersized? Yeah, but he was undersized at Georgia in the SEC. So any strike you can have against him, he's already faced that. Because I'm sure, now when I met Nakobe Dean and we looking face to face, I'm 5'10" and a half, like 5'10" and 3/4 or something like that.
Uh-huh.
We about the same size, same height. He may be half an inch taller, maybe. It was hard to tell because he kind of got the like a little afro or
The
whatever.
little afro,
So
yeah.
yeah, he did get a little bit bigger, but he's not a big guy. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So, but he's got a nose for the ball. He's a smart player. And he can make some things happen. And I think he will. I think he'll end up just getting better and better and better. The only thing he's got to do is stay healthy. That's it. That's it. Because everybody wants him to give Trot Jr. a try, for obvious reasons. But Trot Jr. is in the same boat. He's still small. He's still wiry. He's a smart player that gets around with his quickness. Because let's be honest, if you a 215-pound linebacker coming up against a 300-something pound pulling guard or a tackle, you
Yep.
always gonna lose the battle of physics. Always. So you got to be smart when it comes to that. So, like I said, I don't mind Nakobe Dean. I think he's getting better. I remember sending him a text after the Green Bay game. I was like, "Good game, bro, but next time you drop a pick six, like, come on." So, like, so I kind of take things as a whole. Our defense should have 3 takeaways.
Yep.
3. Like our defense should have 21 points. So we're getting better, and eventually it's gonna click. Eventually Quignon's gonna get his pick. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, hell, we even had a Bryce Huff sighting in New York. You know what I'm saying? So it's getting better. It's getting better. The Philadelphia media and the Philadelphia fandom is just extremely impatient. So
Yeah,
but understandably so sometimes. But things gonna work the way they work, right?
Yep.
I'm looking at this. Do you guys got the Monday night game on? Like,
yeah. I'm watching it right now.
look at how. I mean, it's 17-10 now, but look at what Tampa Bay was doing to Baltimore in the first half. Baker
Yep.
Mayfield was wrecking shop for a minute, but you don't expect that to happen, and that's why I always say, look, he just do another
Another
out of
pick.
bounds. But nah, I thought it was, but it wasn't. But my point is, the other guys on the other side of the ball get paid too, and you never know what's going to happen. So it's always a chess match. You're always making adjustments and stuff like that, man. So give it time. Now, if we at week 12 and we still complaining, we'll see what's what. We got to look at the record.
Gotcha. Now, how about you, Quasi? Because I know we've been very critical of him, and of Nakobe Dean. So I want to know after this game, how are you feeling about Nakobe Dean now?
I feel like he's coming along. Like, I just feel like he got to do better, like on his wrap up as far as like tackling. Like, if you gonna go for the tackle, make sure for sure that you got him, bro. But overall, he's been solid. We just with us not having no super elite talent at linebacker for all these years, we just expect somebody to come in and just like we ready for it off the rip. So like Marcus said, we just gotta be patient. And as far as like with Nolan Smith as well, I really wasn't hiring him in the draft. Like I wanted us to draft Brian Branch, but he's coming along as well. He probably turned out like how BG was. So it just takes time. It's just us as fan base. We want to win now mode so much to where we don't got time for it. So like I understand it though, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from them. Like they playing a lot better than they did last year.
Facts.
It's funny you mentioned BG because in this era that we are in football, BG wouldn't make it.
You don't think so?
They would have thought he was a bust in year 4.
Oh, yeah.
BG didn't become Brandon Graham until what, year 6?
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles just stuck with him. He was doing enough on special teams and stuff like that to be a contributor on the team. So he stuck around because he's one of those things where I'm gonna do something to make them find value in me. And then he stuck around long enough where he got his shot and made the most of it. But in today's era, you're not gonna see too many guys like BG be able to hang around that long. and then finally get their opportunity. Hassan Reddick was almost in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So
Man, that's
we're
big.
hoping, mentioning Bryce Huff again, we're hoping Bryce Huff now, I think finally they put him down on all fours, which is what he's known for, which is what he got paid for, being down on all fours, coming after the passer, and now it immediately paid dividends. But again, if you want to look back, that's the same thing that happened to Hassan Reddick. They try to put him all over everywhere. Even when he got here, they was trying to drop him back in pass coverage too much. And when they finally let him put his hand in the dirt, he did what he does best. And we got the best out of him. I'm hoping Bryce Huff is going to be the same way.
Gonna be the same way. Now, since we're talking about the D line, man, look, I know last week we got 5 sacks, and this week on against the Giants we got 8. All right. Now, before that, we're a little stale on the defensive line. All right. Are you guys to worry at all about this defensive line, or you think it's already fixed and you think from now on we're just gonna be okay on defensive line, especially whenever we play really good on team that have a really good O line? How do you guys feel about this offensive line? With you first, Marcus.
I'm on a week to week basis.
Okay.
This is the NFL is a results based business.
Mm-hmm.
I almost drank the Kool-Aid after the New Orleans game, and then we come back from Tampa Bay, and they did what they did, and don't think for a minute that Joe Burrow didn't look at that Tampa Bay tape. Everybody's looking at the Tampa Bay tape. So I would expect Cincinnati to come out and get rid of the ball in under 2 seconds, just like Baker Mayfield did. So until we show that we can stop it with consistency, to me, it's a game-to-game basis. We had a good game. We had a good game against a subpar team. The New York Giants was a team we were supposed to beat, and we did it. So we did what we're supposed to do. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give you credit for tying your shoes. You're supposed to know how to tie your shoes. You know what I mean? So I want to see them do that against a better team, and I need at least 3 games consistently. So we've had 2 games where teams didn't score touchdowns. We're going in the right direction. I need 1 more week against a much better team, and regardless of Cincinnati's record, Cincinnati still got a good offense.
Yep.
And Cincinnati's my second team, man, because I'm born and raised in Cincinnati, dude. So I tell everybody, I played for the Eagles and I bleed green, but I was born in the jungle. So, I still got love for my Bengals, man.
How about you, Quasi? How you feeling about this D line, bro?
Yeah, I'm with Marcus. I gotta see some more consistency, maybe like three or 4 more games, and actually on a decent offensive team. But overall, like I'm liking what I'm seeing from the defensive line. I just feel like we need like one more playmaker on the defense, man. Then one more that go to edge rusher. I feel like once we get that, uh, the defense will be rocking. But overall, I like what I'm seeing. I just got to see it a little bit more. I need to see a little bit more from Jordan Davis as well. We cut some of his snaps down, but overall, I need to see a little bit more from him for sure. And we need to get
I
some
got
turnovers. Like we need to start getting some turnovers. Like for real,
We
like it's
almost there,
crazy.
man.
Like
Quinyon, he missed another one. I thought he should have had it. He had that over the shoulder
the
catch,
shoulder. Yep.
and he just couldn't come up with it. But he done had the week before. C.J. Gardner Johnson messed up the pick. It was a surefire pick. He dropped the
But
pick
now,
6.
do you think, because to me from watching that one with CJ Gardner Johnson, to me it felt like more like CJ Gardner Johnson was in a better spot for the interception than what Quinion was.
I mean, that's debatable. I
Mm-hmm.
don't blame C.J. Gardner Johnson because he's not looking at Quinyon. He's looking at the ball,
Yep.
which is what he's supposed to
Correct.
be doing. But Quinyon had him covered. As soon as I saw him going over there, I was like, they're gonna mess each other up. We gonna blow a turnover right here. And sure enough, that happened. But I said this the other day. We were talking about the same play. What I liked about that play was Quinyon was pissed. He was pissed about that play. And that shows me something, that a rookie has got enough confidence to kind of go at CJ Gardner Johnson when he knew he had to pick. He knew he had it. So for him to be able to have enough confidence to go at a vet like that, especially somebody with an attitude like CJ, that
Yep.
showed me a lot. You know what I mean? So I like all of our young guys in our secondary. Our secondary is going to keep getting better. Um, Sid Brown back. Cooper looks like he is as advertised. I'm a big fan of Reed Blankenship. Um, Slay is holding on and still playing well. I just need him to stay on the field. Same thing with CJ Gardner Johnson, man. Everybody else is playing above board and we good. So it seems like every game our defense as a whole is getting better.
Got it.
Yeah.
So let's get a little bit more in depth with on Cooper DeJean and Quinion Mitchell. On our rookies, man, because they've been balling now. Especially Quinion Mitchell. He's being locked down all the wide receiver that he's gone against. And I love his attitude. Talking back to the player. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're Mike Evans. It doesn't matter who you are. He's gonna talk back. On what do you think about Quinion Mitchell and what he brings to the table on for this for the future of the Eagles and Cooper DeJean as well?
Quinion Mitchell, man, he is our version of Sauce Gardner.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that Quinion is a high character guy. Quinion had an opportunity to leave Toledo to go to LSU.
Yep.
He could have made his bag in the NIL and all of that kind of stuff.
Alabama.
He get plus points for me because he went to a school in Ohio. I remember getting recruited by Toledo when I was coming out of high school. I didn't want no parts of Toledo because they wasn't a winning organization. But he elected to stay at Toledo because they were the ones that gave him a shot coming out of high school and worked with him and all that kind of stuff. So he chose loyalty over the bag, man. So he's got high character and his talent matches his character. You can only talk smack like that for so much if you a rookie and you can't back it up.
Yep.
So the fact that he is doing that, especially against Evans and other Hall of Fame wide receivers, he goes up against A.J. Brown in practice every day. They talked about that a lot in camp, how A.J. Brown was talking to him and, he encourages him to talk smack to him, but he's teaching him. So just to be able to have a vet, especially as a receiver, to really teach him some things and teach him the ins and out of what NFL receivers do, it's only going to make him better. Cooper DeJean, the kid is just immediately paying dividends. Immediately. I don't think a lot of people realize how athletic Cooper DeJean really was. I didn't until I saw his basketball tapes and he was dunking over everybody. I was like, good Lord.
He's a beast.
Oh my God. In high school, he was killing folks. But
I
just think he's a smart player. I think he reminds me of Reed Blankenship, except he's just more physically talented. Reed Blankenship is a smart player, but he's just not the fastest guy in the world. Cooper DeJean is.
And
he's got the same type of he's got the same type of cerebral look on that thing. All of our receivers do, our DBs do. Sidney Brown is the same way, except Sidney Brown is big, strong, and fast. You know what I mean? So our whole secondary, man, is looking good. I want to see more Keely Ringo. I forget, man, Keely Ringo ran a damn 4.26 at the combine.
Yeah, he's fast as hell.
And I'm like, we are covered with our secondary. I think, like I said before, Slay is hanging around, but every other day he popping a tire, man. He coming up limping or something like that. I think the age is catching up with him. So hopefully he is passing the torch to the young fellas, and they'll be ready to rock and roll. Because I think Slay gonna be spent after this year. So
I think
what's happening.
I think he'll be gone too. What about you, Quasi? What do you think about on what Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean can bring to the table? For the future for the Eagles, man.
Oh man, sky's the limit. The first game that when we played the Packers, when I seen him talking trash after he broke up that pass play, I said, "Oh yeah, we got him for sure, for sure." And then for us, we went in Tampa. He the only one talking trash on the field to one of the top 10 of our receivers in the league right now, like Evans. You the only one talking spicy. Oh yeah, we definitely got us one for sure. And he fits our culture. He quiet, but he humble, but he also, like you said, he backs it up. And as far as with Cooper DeJean, oh yeah, he's super athletic. You know, he gonna be one of those ones as well too. He's super athletic, and I just feel like with the talent that we have, like it's up from here. And plus we got what, Cindy Brown, a dog. I feel like that was the steal of the draft last year, the
Hmm.
last year draft. I feel like that was our best draft pick to me. That's in my opinion. But I feel like once he gets going, and like when Slade and get out of here, we gonna be set, man. Like we gonna be something to reckon with for sure.
Facts. I feel the same way too, man. Now, Vic Vangel, on I don't really like most of his schemes, on but he so far this year or for most of the games, on he got this defense ready to play, for most of the time we've been playing pretty well on defense as well. Now, Marcus, how do you feel about Vic Vangel's scheme and how on he's coming out, on the games, having this defense ready to play?
Right now, Vic Fangio has been as advertised.
Hmm.
If you look at some of his history, he has come out a little bit slow. The defense takes a couple pulls on that lawnmower to get it started. But once they get started and get going, um, they get going. I know there was a lot of talk when he left Miami, and some of the players down there were, the whole kick rocks thing and all of that kind of
Yep.
stuff. And I'm like, well, hold on. I was like, how you gonna want to kick rocks when you had him as a top 10 defense?
True.
Miami was a top 10 defense with Vic Fangio down, so he must have been doing
And they
something
were
right.
hurt too. They had a
Yeah,
lot of injuries.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think he is kind of finding the stride, and I
Hmm.
think the players are understanding what their roles are. Um, I do agree that we might be one or two playmakers away, but we can deal with what we got. I think you know, the biggest missing piece right now is somebody trying to fill in for Fletch. But
Yep.
Man, I wish he would came back.
yeah, I mean you can't just fill in for a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
So Sweat has been okay. We was hoping Jordan Davis would be better. Jalen Carter has been as advertised, but he's in the
yep.
middle. He's not a D tackle the way
Yep.
they
Yeah.
playing him. So we need somebody to fill that role because I look at it like this: if Fletch was still here, Nolan Smith would be much better. Because if you are offensive line, you got to pick your poison. And I would rather concentrate on Fletch than the second year defensive end that's undersized.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where, like I like to say, sometimes you don't have to make the play to make the play. That's what Fletch was. That's what I thought Jordan Davis would be. I'm not expecting Jordan Davis to make all of the tackles. Jordan Davis is somebody that's just going to take up space. If
Space. Yep.
Jordan Davis can elicit a double team, that means somebody else on the line is free, and it's going to give somebody else an opportunity to eat. So that's what I expect to see from Jordan Davis when he's in there. So, um, somebody will pop up. We got a glimpse of Thomas Booker, and then we really haven't seen him much since. So they're still playing with a lot of things, and I think right when we get to the true halfway point of the season, we'll probably be set with what the lineup is going to look like, and then I expect Vic Fangio to kind of play around and adjust and do some things differently, like he has done in the past. So
Uh-huh.
I think we're okay. We always want better. We always want more sacks, all of that kind of stuff. What team doesn't say that? But the last 2 weeks, you can't argue with the results. So it is what it is.
Hey, all I
Touchdown
gotta say,
Ravens.
man, it's gonna be a big test this week against the Bengals because that offense, there's something,
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a big test for this defense and for Vic Fangio as well. What about you, Quasi? How do you feel so far about Vic Fangio throughout the 6 games that we played?
I feel like he been up and down, but overall, I didn't want him at first because we've been dealing with this scheme for the like past 5 years. But he's finally settling down. And it's starting to show through this week, this second game. I'm just hoping that our defense can keep it up. Like I said, I feel like we still need like one more dominant pass rusher um, to basically complete this defense. But overall, I feel like he's been decent. But besides he's been okay. Besides the Bucks game, like the Bucks game,
Okay.
that was just that was unacceptable. But I feel like his scheme just requires a lot of discipline. Like a lot of people got to know where they're supposed to be at. But we just got to give him time. But I like the direction that we're moving in so far. So I give him like a B minus so far.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, so far I have no complaint. Like you said, like besides the Bucks game, the defense been balling out pretty much. Now, like I said again, we are playing against the Browns and we did play against the Giants. Which are one of the two worst teams in the league as well. But on another thing, man, because Marcus, you being a former NFL running back, man, how special is Barkley, man?
Saquon right now, like today, the two running backs there at the top of the game is Saquon and King Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Because but both of them for the same reason. Saquon is a little bit quicker than Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry is just you got 250 pounds of mass moving
Yep.
at 4.4 speed and can change direction, which
Yep.
is incredible. Saquon Barkley is what 6'2", 230. He's a linebacker. He's Fred Warner size and can spin on you and can run away from you and can accelerate through the hole. And like you saw, can lower the shoulder and knock you back.
No.
He's the kind of guy that forces secondary to make business decisions. So
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we need, man. So as far as a running back, man, he's what you're looking for, man. I played with Herschel Walker, so I played with that ilk of running back, but Herschel couldn't do the things that
Barkley,
Saquon. Yeah, Herschel was a slasher and a straight ahead runner and was strong
mm-hmm.
as an ox, but he couldn't shake nobody or juke anybody like that. Saquon is different. Saquon is much different, and I'm glad we got him, and I'm I'm glad he had an opportunity to really stick it to the Giants, man, because he's the type of dude. I said this before, man. People got to realize Saquon did not want to leave New York at all.
Yep.
He wanted to end his career with one team and was willing to take the pay cut to do it, but that pay cut still would have meant New York paying way too much money. So they ended up spending the money on Daniel Jones, and you get what you get. But I always tell people, man, think about it like this. Saquon Barkley still had like events, appearances, football camps, and stuff like that in the New York area. He just didn't cut all of that stuff off.
Mm-hmm.
So for somebody like that, and the way he's been carrying himself and the way he's been handling the situation, for him to get that off in New York, I thought that was perfect for him. He deserved it because a lot of times it don't work out that way. But I'm so glad he did. It just showcased his character, man, and like he deserved every bit of it. I wish he would have went. I wish he would have decided to go and get 200 yards.
Yeah,
I
I
wish
know,
he
right?
would have.
I
So
Hey,
wanted him to.
he's just so humble, man. Go ahead, Quasi.
No, I was just saying I wanted them to keep the starters in. I wanted to
yeah,
straight
I
blow
agree.
destroy them. I wanted 50. Like, but I hope we do the Cowboys like that. Like we come out with
Facts.
the game. I don't want the starters better not come out in that game. They better play the entire game. I want us to really rub it in on them.
Cowboys game is going to be interesting, and I just started thinking about this because now the Cowboy game, that's going to be a revenge game for Kellen Moore.
Yep,
Yep.
that is
So
true.
And
I'm
that's the
looking
only
forward to
game
that.
Dak really get up for is to play against us. So we might get a
Yeah,
good game. They do get up. They really only care about beating us. To be honest, they don't really care about nothing else. They'll get
yeah.
up to play against us.
Dallas ain't the problem. Washington is the problem.
Yep,
Yeah.
But I don't know what Jaden Daniels is week to week now. So
yep.
at the end of the day, I don't care who you are or how good you might be, you got to stay healthy.
That is true, man. And we all saw what happened to RG3 back in the day. So
Absolutely.
I mean, Jaden Daniel, he gotta stay healthy. He gotta stay on the field, gotta stay healthy.
They offensive line.
But we're talking about Barkley, man. And one thing that really impressed me too about Barkley is how quick he is for his size, man.
Mhm.
Like I couldn't like I didn't find him really, how quick he was. I knew he was fast and all, but the quickness that he has from one side, from side to side, is incredible, man. You know. But let's talk a little bit about this Bengals games, coming up on Sunday. Marcus, what is your keys to victory offensively and defensively, man?
You know what? Me and Tone talked about this the other day, and it
Hmm.
doesn't change. Keys to victory never change. Control the line of scrimmage and run the ball.
Yep.
And when you run the ball, run it till they stop it. If you find a play where Saquon takes off for 25, 30 yards, run it again. We just did it with New York. So now there should be no misunderstanding that we are a run first team. If we are not running the ball first and setting up the offense off of the run, then yeah, Nick need to be fired and Kellen Moore need to be gone, because it is too obvious that this is what should we be doing. We should be doing. It's not complicated. And in
Hmm.
the past, we have overcomplicated things that didn't need to be. Like, just get a ball to 2-6 and let him do what he does best. On defense, again, same rules apply. I need my linebackers to tackle, and I need the defensive line to get some penetration. I need you to get home at least 1 or 2 times, but you got to establish that line of scrimmage and move the offense backwards. That's it. Obviously, easier said than done, but
Yeah.
it never changes.
What about you, Quasi?
Man, same as what he said. Basically just establish the run first. Get Jalen Hurts on the center like how he was in the last game, and also, man, get your offense, like, call it your best plays in the beginning of the game. Like, if we can't get a touchdown, let's at least come out with 3 points. Let's put some points on the board early. As far as like with the defense, we might need like 1 or 2 turnovers in this next game, because like I said, this is another juggernaut offense we about to suit up against. So it's not no pushover. So I feel like you said, we if we come out running the ball and play action, give Saquon Barkley some screens, even Wildcat like we did in the last game. Just keep the game balanced. Keep the offense honest. Just, and the players, execute what's being called. Jalen, don't take the sack. Jalen, go through your progressions. AJ Brown, make that catch. Grant Calcaterra block. Don't get any PIs. And a lot of things too, like this last game. We had a lot of penalties in like the first half of this game too. That's the only thing I ain't like. We had a lot of penalties in this last game. But I feel like if we go ahead with that game plan, we should be all right. We should match up fair with them for sure.
And I feel the same thing. Like you guys were saying, like we have to run the ball. And I said this, and Quasi, I said that to you, before the last game. If we don't run at least 25 to 30 times on against the Giants, I didn't think we were gonna win that game. That's simple. I really didn't think we are gonna win it, and the only reason why is because of the way that we came out and play against the Browns.
Mhm.
And I feel the same way. Like we need to establish the run before we do anything else. On against the Bengals, and it's gonna be a shootout. We gotta keep their offense on a bench. We gotta keep them on the sidelines. Because we all know that what Joe Burrow
Joe Pool can
can
get
do
you.
with Jamar Chase and T Higgins. So we got to keep them on the sideline. And like their defense is bad. So bad against the run and bad against the pass too. So we're gonna have Jalen and this offense gonna have a great opportunity. Especially starting on off fast as well. Like that gotta be established. We gotta start off fast, because if we start off slow and let's say the Bengals score 1 or 2 touchdowns off the bat, it's gonna be a long night.
It's gonna
Mhm.
be for
I
sure.
agree. I agree. I'm trying to get on with some of my homeboys at home that go to the
Uh huh.
games, man, because it's the Bengals offensive line has always given them problems.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always, for whatever reason. That is Cincinnati's jinx. But Joey Burrow has overcome that. Jamar and T. Higgins, them boys have been as advertised. And
Facts. Facts.
Quinyon Mitchell and our secondary are going to be tested big
Yep.
time, because Joe Burrow can deliver the ball with accuracy on time. And we got to have somebody in his face.
Bro, the Ravens are serious. Oh my God, the Ravens are serious, bro. I'm not
Oh,
gonna lie. They
see,
are they are
goodbye,
serious. They are
goodbye,
serious, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
goodbye.
What is the score right now?
27-10. They about to score again. Derrick Henry just ran off for
Derrick
like
Henry just went like about
yard run.
70. God,
Sheesh.
oh, that's a
That
big
is
boy
God,
crazy.
moving, man.
That is a big boy,
bro,
man.
they a
You know,
Zone
problem,
read,
bro.
I love those, man. Zone read runs. Oh, he
They a
made somebody
problem.
miss too.
Yeah, they a problem, bro. I ain't gonna lie, they a problem. This need to be a Sunday night game. Please, can they push this for a Sunday night when we play them? Oh, this
Wait a
this is
minute, they
like
was on the 8 yard line.
yeah.
Wow,
It was like in the 70, about 78. Them like 80.
wow,
Yeah,
that was
about
an 80 yard play.
80-yard play. Yeah.
Damn.
yo, Marcus. Cody K said, Coach, what is the Cincinnati fuel energy like?
Joe
Listen,
Pesci.
man, they passionate at the crib, just like everywhere else, man. You got your crazy, you got your idiots. Um, Cincinnati's not a big, huge metropolitan city because we right across the bridge from Kentucky. So
Yeah.
um, Philly is different because we next door neighbors with New York and DC and Virginia. So
Yep.
we kind of got a melting pot around here. You don't have that necessarily in Cincinnati, but um, you got some rowdies there, man. They represent home. They love their Bengals. They will hoo day with you all day. Um, I'm part of that nation until they play the Eagles. So
Uh
you know what I mean. So they kick it live. They kick it live, and they gonna be looking for a win, man, because they struggling right now.
They are. I mean, they have to turn this season around. Because tell you the truth, I think if they lose against the Eagles, I think they're done. You know, because we
I
are
agree
halfway
with
through
that.
the season
They're not
almost. You
winning.
know,
They're not winning their division.
Nah,
They're not
nah,
winning their division.
nah, they trying to make the playoffs. Period.
that's true.
So
Hey, Quasi, did we miss anything else? Do you have anything else to add up?
Uh, did we speak on yeah, I think we covered everything pretty much.
Okay, Mark, I really appreciate for you coming through, man. You know, and talking the birds. You know, on I actually have to get you and uh Tone as well. You know, you guys together, man. I had him like 2-3 times already on the show as well.
okay,
You know, and I gotta get both of you guys together on the show as well, man. So I really appreciate you coming through, man.
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah,
man. No sweat.
for sure. Next time we
That
gotta
that
get you. Hopefully all the boys will be on next time. Everybody that
You know
come.
what, man? I've been watching a lot of stuff. I've been hopping on with another guy. But we've been talking about all the WNBA stuff because I do a lot of WNBA content. But
Yeah,
sometimes, man, he gets on the panel where he has a live show, and I'm trying to figure out a way to incorporate that format. But he'll have like 9 people on screen at the same time. I'm like, dude, I don't know how you do that.
I use
That's
it.
like it's too much going on, man. I like to focus. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been on with like 4 before. I was on with like I don't know if y'all watched the stuff in Philly, but I was when I met Tone, he was the one that hooked me up and got me on Jacob Media with Barrett Brooks and D Gun and all of
Yeah,
them.
this
So
when he was working at
yeah, so I still try to connect with Barrett Brooks, try to connect with Jason Dunn a lot, but I like it like three or 4 people is the max. That way you can focus on what you got to say because man, that Joker have this dude named KSAP. He had like 9 people on screen at the same time, and he'll hit a subject that everybody will chime in at the same time. And they'll be like, "Hold on, like
Oh
what
yeah,
are
you
y'all
don't know
talking
what
about?"
direction to go.
Oh my god, it's fun though. It's a lot of fun, but
Yeah.
you might wait 10-15 minutes before you can get a legitimate opportunity to speak. So, but it's fun though, man. I love it, man. As long as we talk about the
Yeah.
birds and talking about ball, man, it's all good.
Fact. And we have 19 people in the chat, man. I appreciate all you guys that come through as well. You know, make sure you like whatever channel you're watching from. Make sure you subscribe to all the channels. The links on the description below as well. And make sure you subscribe to ProFan Talk
Yes,
right
sir.
here. Go on YouTube. Just press ProFan Talk, you know, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, man. You know,
Trying to
like I
hit
said,
5K, man. Trying to hit 5K.
try to hit
yeah.
5K, man. You know, appreciate all you guys. Marcus, again, thank you so much, man.
No sweat,
And you
my
guys
guy.
already know what time it is.
All
Daga
right,
out.
boy.
Go
Peace out.
birds.
Word.